Hey guys, welcome to MADcast, first episode on the new RLF YouTube channel. This is going to be about, hour 15, hour 20 of three buddies, myself, my friend Dave, and of course Nicholirlf from the RLF podcast. And we're just going to be talking about a particular subject, giving our stories. We do have a lot of funny stories from our past growing up together, so hopefully they'll be entertaining, maybe a little bit enlightening. Mm-hmm. And we really hope you enjoy it. What's going on, folks? Here it is, back again, coming at you. Version 2.0, some would say. The Matt and Dave podcast. Here again. I am Matt with my co-host here, David.
Hello.
How we doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, back in the saddle again.
I know. People are clamoring.
Yeah.
They're clamoring.
They were waiting.
Yeah, it feels great.
It's
overdue.
Finally, the lawsuits are settled. Our previous contracts ran out.
Right.
And we can get back on the show. And with us, of course, is our third chair one, Nicholirlf.
How you doing?
What's going on, sir?
Nicholirlf of RLF fame.
Yes.
In recent years.
Yes.
I gotta tell you, that was me doing the soft clap in the background.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big moment for me.
Yeah.
I have missed MADcast.
Have you?
I was his biggest fan. Because I was
Only.
the only listener.
Right.
Yeah, there was.
Because I edited it.
I remember I was like, "Oh, there's 2 downloads. I think one's Nicholirlf."
I know.
I thought about listening one time, but come on, I'm just not going to listen.
Whatever. Do that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited to see what you guys brought to the table.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for that, actually, what the show's actually going to be is us just sitting, talking on one specific topic per show.
Okay.
It's going to be very interesting, I think, to get all three of our perspectives on certain things because, some things we disagree on, some things we agree on. So I think there's going to be a dialogue here. I think it's going to be fantastic. And for our topic of the day, we're going to kick it over, of course, to Nicholirlf.
What?
Oh, man.
It's the Matt and Dave podcast. Why would I have the topic?
It was your week.
Well, I mean, you did the intro. Dave, you got the topic, right?
No. I was supposed to have the topic.
Oh. All right. I think I'm going to put the blame on... No.
So, we haven't recorded in, 6 years?
Uh-huh.
And you haven't thought of anything to talk about?
I mean,
it's been busy.
We've thought of things, but, hey, it's been...
Fucking Christ.
He's got school.
Yeah.
I've had, there's
Things.
stuff.
There's plenty of stuff.
All right, so...
All sorts of stuff.
So, we're just going to do what we used to do?
Unless you can
Are we
think...
just going to Google something?
Unless you can think... just Google something. Think of a topic.
We can talk about bullying.
All right.
I saw an article about bullying recently.
I'm not familiar.
With bullying?
Never been.
You've never been bullied?
Never.
I know that for a fact to be impossible.
I know.
Because I have bullied you.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah, that's
Several times. What?
Consistently.
No. I mean, yeah. All right. Yeah. So, what do you got on bullying then?
All right. Let's...
Man. You are a hacker. You're a hacker from an early 2000s movie.
All right, so I just typed in articles about bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And
At the speed of sound.
Because I'm a fucking... You know it. All right, 5 ways to drive away bullying. Bullying Prevention Month.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay.
Let's see what...
Everyone knows it's Bullying Prevention Month.
The first T.
Interesting.
Okay, so we got a...
First T is helping drive away bullying. This is a golf club that's helping...
It's a golf... The first thing that comes up in Google for anti-bullying is from a golf... All right, well, I mean... if Google deemed it worthy, let's read the list.
All right.
It's
what are
fun.
the top 5 ways that this youth athletics golf club...
Do you guys even care about bullying? Like, you've been bullied.
I've been bullied.
We established that I've bullied you, but I've been bullied.
I've been bullied. You've been bullied.
Have you been
I think
bullied?
everybody has
Sure.
been bullied. And I think that is both a bad and a good thing.
Well, do you have a story about bullying? And then let's compare it. Well, do you have a story about bullying?
I mean, sure.
Because I have one too. I figured let's tell a story about bullying and then see if this top 5 list, could have helped prevent the situation.
I give you credit for thinking on the spot. So tell stories just after we just thought of bullying.
Out of nowhere.
I know.
It's like
clever.
we didn't plan this,
Yeah.
or that I'm going to cut this.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you about my first bully.
Okay.
The first time I had ever encountered bullying.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in elementary school.
Okay, so what age in elementary school?
That's going to be... I was 8, 9.
Mm-hmm.
So 3rd, 4th grade. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that would be. It's the grade plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was 8 or 9 years old, 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah, 3rd or 4th grade. So South Park just started.
Right.
Got it.
And I was a chunky child. I've
I don't
since
believe
shed the weight. But you wouldn't believe, I used to be much bigger, especially back then.
Wow.
So,
Wait.
You can't even picture it.
Wait, like pound for pound? Whatever that means?
Yeah, whatever that means.
I just can't picture you as husky. Just,
Morbidly obese.
Yeah, it
maybe
was like,
that.
Oh,
I don't know, if you break it down by some sort of like weight per
Boy.
capita thing.
it really was.
But
We all are, so.
yeah.
Yeah, we're Americans.
It's a full room here. Yeah, exactly.
It's a full room.
it's
Yeah.
a full room. I like that.
Well said.
Thank you.
But yeah, he would bully me every day
Mm-hmm.
on the school bus, and
What kind of bullying? What would you say?
he would call me fat. And
Can we get a fake
shove
name?
me. I can give first name, last initial.
All right, yeah, we'll figure it out from that.
Rich L.
Okay, know it.
He was a mean youngster.
And Dolcher. Never got nice.
He never really did get nice now. So yeah, he kind of like he would push me off the seats on the bus.
All right,
So I would fall, and I would wind up getting yelled at by the bus driver for not being in my seat. And I'm like, this is a terrible life that I live.
can you walk us through like an event?
I mean, between...
Like, what's like a normal day? Like, so you get
I
on
get
the
on
bus?
the bus in the morning. He is not on yet. I have about, I think, 2 stops before he gets on. Those are the only 2 stops in the day that I enjoy. As soon as he gets on, I know that if he sits anywhere near me, I'm screwed.
Does he sit near you every day, or
No,
is it...
he doesn't sit near me every day.
Oh my God!
Okay.
So every single day you have the struggle of
It's a
Is he
lottery
coming?
ticket.
Yeah.
will is today the day?
Right.
Would you did it happen so often that you started picking up like, oh, today's the day? Like,
Yeah, like it was a pattern.
I'm due.
Oh, it's Wednesday.
It's been
3
4
days.
days.
Yeah,
It's been,
that's too long.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
because that's real terror.
Yeah.
That's terrorization.
Yeah.
It was. I would say it was probably. I mean, it was 50-50 chance every day.
Okay.
Because we weren't that close to the school. There was only a couple kids, when we got on. We were the early stops.
Right.
So there were a couple more before they got to the school. So, I mean, there usually were seats somewhere nearby me.
And no one else there for him to talk to.
Right.
Yeah.
So, he, like, if he was near me, I was getting, like, flicked in the back of the head.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Consistently.
Yeah,
And
God.
then I would say, like, stop. And he'd be
You
like,
just said you use harsh language like
I would
stop.
stop.
Okay.
Get off me.
Yeah,
Because I was a good boy.
of course. And no one ever stood up for you?
No, heavens no.
Heavens. No.
Heavens no.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
If like the teacher saw, would they say anything?
I mean, this was on the bus. It was only the bus driver.
It never extended into school?
No, not usually. We didn't really have any classes together.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah. It's just the
That
bus.
sucks, but
Yeah. It was pretty terrible. It was just bus rides there,
Did
and
it
then
ever
usually.
culminate?
What do you mean?
Like, was there ever like the day that I fucking punched him in the face,
Right.
or the
Breaking
day that he
point.
went too far and got caught?
Yeah. Some big event that.
Nope.
Did you ever stand up for yourself?
Nope.
Is that one of those things that you still regret to this day?
No.
No?
No.
No, because if I had stood up for myself, I probably would have gotten hit. And then
Of course you would have gotten
Yeah, of
hit.
course you
I
would've
don't
gotten hit.
respond well to getting hit.
I think that's a common trait. But
Like one of the last times I got punched in the face, it was in high school, and I immediately went into my Spanish teacher's room and cried.
that's
To
a
be
fair
f-
response.
To be fair, it was a really hard punch.
Did you cry on scene? Or did you get
No,
it
No,
out
he
first?
just said it. Yeah.
No.
Well, was there some tears
No, I walked-
going your way?
I walked away strong,
Okay.
but then I got into her room and I
All right,
just...
so
Get that loose. Shut
all
up.
right, let's back.
Yeah. Well, go back to the other bully.
No. All right, I'm curious. So so you just took a punch in the face, stared your punchee dead in the face, and then walked
Matt
away.
R.
Walked away.
What was I going to do? Hit him?
No.
That
Yes, of course.
would have been the worst.
And then went into a teacher's room and cried.
Yeah.
Was the teacher there?
Huh? Yeah, oh yeah. She's like, what happened? I was like, I punched your face. And it was a hard cry, because my face hurt. He rocked me.
Yeah.
It was a solid...
What did you do to inspire the punch? Like, because
Did you have it coming?
He was standing in the... the bell had rung, the class had exited, and he was standing in the doorway talking to someone, and I tried to get past him, and he wouldn't let me get past him. Like, specifically just me. Like,
okay.
And I was like, excuse me. And,
Sir.
and he just like, he looked at me and he kept going with his conversation. So I pushed past him. And as I pushed past him, he walked out into the hallway. And he just spun me around. Because when I pushed past him, like, I brushed him. I couldn't avoid
So you
it.
shoulder bumped him.
You pushed him hard enough that, like, you knew there was going to be blowback? Or?
No. There was no intent in the
Okay.
touching. It was just the fact that the way he was standing would have not physically allowed a person of my size to pass by. So I had to, like, brush past. I didn't shoulder. Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. And I walked out into the hallway, and he walked out behind me, spun me around, and proceeded to give me a good clocking right in the jaw.
Wow.
Right in the right side, like just a
Pop.
pop. I didn't get a good, but it was a good pop. And like I just like, seriously? I walked away. That was my response to getting
Seriously?
Seriously? And then
What do you think? Oh, no, sorry. It's not true. I didn't mean to.
How could this have happened?
Excuse me. But let me ask you, was your thought process here, you were waiting for him to move, right? And you couldn't live with yourself if you just stood there.
No, it was like I had to get to class.
You're telling me it wasn't,
Actually, it was-
my pride cannot take me standing there and not moving past this person.
No, I'm pretty sure it was, it's lunch period.
And you're hungry. Okay. Far worse.
Amen.
Far worse.
Hunger has driven people to do some pretty damn crazy things.
But this is not hunger. This is...
Yeah, it's cowardice.
And plus, he was a dick daily to me, and he had never
Yeah.
hit me. He was just always a dick. He
Right.
would always talk.
But you
Yeah.
crossed
So
the line.
I was like, I don't think,
Yeah.
like, oh, he'll give me shit for it. Whatever. I don't care. At that point, I was numb to being called fat or whatever. Oh no,
yeah.
you got me. I eat a lot.
I
That's
got-
great.
As fat people, that's long since. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
No, it still burns. Every
For
time.
you?
Every time.
So you haven't accepted,
Yeah.
like you remain too. First of all, you weren't bad looking enough. Like you carry your weight well.
I wasn't.
No,
No.
like you. Too far. Too close. You carry your weight well. You always had girlfriends. You were never.
Yeah.
You fluctuated between fatter and thinner. So there were times where you were more husky than fat.
I'm currently the huskier.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, at this point, you know, it's like whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you weren't like a fat guy.
I guess.
You
But
know.
it still burns. I don't like it.
And that's why it burns. Me and Matt, I think, are more immune to it at this point.
Yeah. We're resigned to it.
If we weren't, we'd be killed ourselves long ago.
Yeah.
All right,
Instead of in 4 years.
I gotta know what.
Oh, 32.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
I just think he's going to get reelected, and then I'm going to be like,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
So,
Chuck Schumer, you mean?
yes.
That's right.
Of course. Even though those are 6.
Yeah. That's true.
What was I going to say? Matt, your the guy who punched you in 7th grade. We went to high school with this person. I know that you saw this person for another 5 or 6 years.
We played on the football team together.
Yeah. Was there any, like, hey, remember that time I punched you in the face? Like,
No, we'd had a standing history of
dislike?
being punched,
Oh, he punched you before?
and I had punched him before.
Oh.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Before
want to know
this
what that.
incident?
Yes, St.
Oh.
Bernard's basketball team.
Really?
Go on. I mean,
Yeah.
now we're just diving in.
St. Bernard's basketball team. He
The Chronicles of Matt v. Matt. Matt B versus Matt R.
we were at practice,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like we were just practicing 3-pointers, and my ball knocked his out of the way, and
He cracked him in the jaw.
he
He said, "You motherfucker."
he walked over and pushed me.
For that?
And he was he had always been a dick to me.
Mm-hmm.
That is some
Yeah,
next
that's-
level superiority.
Yeah, that's
he-
not.
yeah.
You didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't do any. There was a ball.
Right.
But he came over and pushed me, and he had always been a dick to me. So I was like, not here, not on the St. Bernard's basketball team.
It's for weird ends.
All right,
I make my
just for
stand.
everyone who didn't grow up with us. What age group of basketball is this?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
All right, so if
10,
yeah, all right,
Yeah.
fine, yep.
10. So I just give him a headlock and a quick pop to the top of the head,
Okay.
and he immediately wriggles out of my weak ass headlock because that was my first time headlocking someone. And then proceeded to barrage the back of my face and head.
Really?
Oh yeah,
The back of
was
your
it?
face?
huh?
The
was
back of your face?
I'm sorry, the side of my face and
Oh,
back
okay.
of my head.
I was like, where do you
'Cause
keep
I
the
was-
back of your face?
Because like I wasn't standing with my face in front of him.
Yeah.
Because after the headlock, so like when he was just wild
So
arm
where was
swinging,
the coach?
running over to break us up.
Okay. So it wasn't close. He as soon as you got your hit in, that was it. He had the upper hand.
Oh my goodness!
You're much bigger than him, though.
It does not. I am very upper body. I have 0 like upper body strength.
Okay. Here's my question, and this is more general. So you're a very funny person, right? So, like, I never got bullied, even though, I'm a fat fuck too. In fact,
You were always a wise ass.
yeah, and I was, earlier on in my life, I was a bully, right?
Yeah.
So in elementary school. But when I went to middle school, I didn't get bullied all that much, right? Because I was, like, funny, right?
Right.
And I was self-deprecating, and if you bullied me, I would bully myself. So I never had this problem. So what happened? Where was that funny? Like, that funniness should have been a shield. Did you just
But
not
it
let it
wasn't.
out?
You were an extrovert. I was an introvert when I was younger.
So, like, you were just never... You would never actually be funny.
I still am somewhat of an introvert now. So.
Yeah, but you'll be funny outwardly.
Yeah, I'll be funny outwardly, and that's that's not a mechanism. That's just how I see the world.
Right.
I'm always a little bit cynical about everything.
Probably-
and that's probably
Partly, as a result.
partly because
yeah.
I spent a good majority of my younger life getting
Bullied.
bullied or beat upon by someone.
Yeah.
But I also am okay now. Like, I
Yeah.
made that joke earlier about
The
4
suicide,
years.
yeah.
Because that's hilarious. I'm not going to kill myself.
Is there any
in 4
time suicide's not funny? My question.
Exactly. No, like, unless it's via Wendy's or KFC, I'm not killing myself anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm okay. And I will be okay. Like, I'm
Yeah.
happy. But I think, like, part of the funniness that I exhibit now, or part of that my sense of humor
Yeah.
and my view of the world was shaped that way.
Sure.
So in a way, I think bullying is kind of not a necessity, but I do think that there are certain things about, like, that trial by fire that kind of, like,
I totally
shapens people, because people who don't get... If you've ever met a person who hasn't gotten bullied, they're not okay.
They think differently.
Certainly not as interesting.
Understand... Like...
It's hard to put... They have a hard time with empathy.
Right.
Thinner skin, obviously.
Right. Yeah. And you know, I just feel like... And it's terrible what happens as a result of bullying. Like, it feels terrible at that point. But then you get stronger because of it. And now there's not a whole lot of things that rattle me.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
I like that aspect of me, that I can kind of roll with, you know, shit.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's why I always found this anti-bullying movement, well, I think it's good-hearted to an extent, I think it misses the point sometimes, which is, you know, bullying should have it should toughen people, you know. There is something to be said for the positive effects.
Yeah, it's not just...
Right.
You hear bully, you always think negative connotation to it.
Right.
But it does serve a purpose in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the real world, you're not coddled, so...
Well, talking about the real world,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to stop in with firsttee.com.
What does the First Tee Golf Club have to say about my experience?
And see how they would have handled Matt being bullied back in his younger years. All right, so their first of their 5 ways to drive away bullying. Now drive has such a different meaning. The first T9 core values. Hold on. Yes. All right. So number 1 is the first T9 core values. T9 core values. We teach participants to the importance of values like respect, courtesy, and sportsmanship. So this really would have been helpful for you.
Yeah.
Because if you had been more sports, if you had shown more sportsmanship during your practicing of 3-point shooting.
That's true. I would have let his
first tee killing it so far. Just saying.
Well, you when you were getting bullied, I'm sure they had told you this is because they were bullying you because they thought you didn't have good values.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
We don't believe that you...
They were like, you have very poor sportsmanship in gym.
Exactly.
Yeah. The next thing you probably displayed was you didn't have the first tee code of conduct.
Oh, shit.
All
What
right.
is that?
Bullying can affect anyone at any time.
Oh, snap.
However, studies by the American... what fucking studies? It's the goddamn firsttee.com reading. However, studies by the American Academy of Pediatrics reveal that there's the fucking article cut off. Oh no. Oh, this is terrible. I don't know what we're gonna do.
It was a colossal failure. Our first time back.
Yeah.
It's all ruined.
Reveal that young people with low self-esteem are at greater risk of bullying. In fact, a 4-year independent study that is the most obvious fact. So if you have low self-esteem, you're more likely to be bullied. So Matt, you should have just had higher self-esteem.
Oh, shit.
See, why don't
Is
you think
that
about
the
it?
problem?
Yep.
See, all that time, you hadn't thought, why don't I have better self-esteem?
I was doing it all wrong.
You know what you weren't doing? You weren't going to the first tee.
Yeah.
Because it's his first tee life skills experience curriculum. Say the word.
Curriculum.
Yeah, there we go. I said it right.
You did.
Oh, okay. I thought I said it wrong.
No, you're good.
Showed that 82% of participants felt confident in their social skills with peers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So if you had attended this excellent program, you'd have been better off.
Yeah,
That
where
still
the fuck
leaves-
were these amateur Tiger Woods when I was being bullied?
And that still leaves 18% of people going through that course not confident in their social skills. That's not a great percentage.
Yeah.
It's not a high bar, right?
Yeah.
Like, are you confident that you could have confidence in your social skills? Which is, can you talk to people?
Yeah.
And 18% of them are still saying no. That's not great.
Well, you know
1 out
why?
of 5 is...
You know why? Because they're going to a school to learn how to drive better.
You know, it's because the only people going to this young golf course are, like, people with crazy parents who are, like, trying to live through their...
Rich, douchey asshole kids.
Or, like, lost glory for never accomplishing anything.
Let's go, Yeldon. Use a 4-iron.
Tiberius.
You don't need the 3, son.
Hurry now.
The 4-iron.
You know what else you should have done? Number 3 on the list. The first T9 healthy habits.
Mm-hmm.
Maintaining a healthy lifestyle physically, emotionally, and socially goes a long way to...
I'm sorry. I'm gonna interject here for a second.
Why?
I don't mean to. I want to dispel the notion that if you eat your fruits and vegetables, you're not going to be a cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You can still be a cunt.
But, would you have gotten bullied if you were not fat?
Probably, because I was still a weirdo who didn't talk to anybody, and I shit my pants in 3rd grade.
The shit your pants, I think, set the scene, set the tone.
It really did.
It did. Nobody wants to be friends with a guy who shit his pants.
Yeah.
It took until, fucking
We're struggling with it right now.
Yeah,
I hate
get
that
it.
fact about you.
I get it.
And
I still shit my pants.
What we were talking about? We were talking about bullying. You were getting fucking bullied by
Matt R.
And
Richelle.
What else could you have done according to these goddamn freaks at the First Tee? Proud sponsor of the podcast, and I am so honored that they wanted to be a part of our first foray back into the podcasting world.
We have so much respect for them.
Yes.
And they're
teaching rich young white kids and that one black kid they have in the stock photo, how to drive better
because they believe in community outreach.
It would be so great if they were like, "Hey kid, you want to make $50? Throw on this green shirt and pretend like you know how to golf.
Put on a polo. What's wrong with these shorts? They're khakis. Oh."
Put on this stuff. That's how they get you.
Just love the idea of young Jamal experiencing khakis for the first time.
Oh. Oh, I love, they didn't get to, oops. They didn't get to see it at home, but the little eyebrow raise, ooh. Oh man, that was great.
And then we'll see you next week, everybody. So one of the other things that you should have done against your bully was the First Tee life skills experience.
Oh, okay.
In addition to golf instruction, it's the first time they've mentioned golf. Mm-hmm. It's the first time they have used the word golf.
Yeah, nobody needs
golf. In addition to golf instruction, the First Tee coaches use a curriculum, oh god, I hate that so much, that educates participants in a fun, interactive setting on how to manage their emotions, resolve conflicts, and communicate with others. Additionally, our impact report showed that 52% of our participants also credited the First Tee for their ability to appreciate diversity.
Ugh.
Wow.
My
so,
God.
Yeah, there's that little fact.
Because everyone knows the way to stop bullying is by telling people to appreciate diversity.
Yeah, you just tell everyone how you don't see color.
Right.
Or that you do. I don't know. I don't know.
We don't know. Simultaneously both.
I am not color blind.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a fact.
And you respect our differences.
Yeah.
But you would never, ever point those out.
Yeah.
There are no differences.
Certainly not 13, not 13 seconds ago. They're a joke.
There are no differences that we should speak of which there are many differences.
There are many, and we're all unique and have our own unique culture.
I think we all agreed upon about this.
Yeah.
And the final step in the First Tee goddamn list of driving bullies away, which has been not helpful at all. No. The list is just telling you why did Google take us here?
So far, it's eat healthy.
Yeah, which is not a bad piece of advice.
It's not, but it doesn't pertain to bullying. Eat healthy.
No black.
Play golf.
Yeah, big on that.
Play golf.
Yep.
Play golf is big.
Their code of conduct,
right,
which only pertains to nothing. It wasn't anything.
It has a lot to do with golf.
There's sportsmanship. All right, be a good sport.
Yeah.
And it's nonsense.
All right, and then our final
it's gibberish.
Yeah. Our final piece of advice from the First Tee. Community service. According to stopbullying.gov, young people are less likely to be bullied when they feel active, safe, and included. The First Tee encourages participants to be involved outside of their chapters and to take active roles in their communities. I gotta be honest, through community service, participants learn firsthand their values of teamwork, respect for diversity, and importance of selfless service.
Fuck.
This doesn't make any sense. What are they even trying to do here?
I don't know. That is so not helpful.
Yeah, Matt, would you be less likely to be bullied if you felt safe and active?
No.
How does that make any fucking sense?
They're just trying to I guess that goes back to the confidence bit.
Okay. Yeah, if you are see, that's the difference. You have to act confident to be bullied.
The basketball team I was talking about playing on earlier was for a church.
Yeah.
It was. I could not have felt more safe and active.
Right. You were literally playing basketball. Yeah. That's exactly, and in the community.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there is some modicum of
But
diversity.
were you doing it confidently while eating healthy
Confidently?
and with sportsmanship?
Confidently, hell no.
No.
If I'm correct, I believe that was the practice after the game in which I had scored a point on our own net.
Have you ever thought that you deserve to be bullied?
It was. Oh yes.
Oh God. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Like now looking back,
You would have had to bully you.
I would be like, "What are you doing?" It's why do you think nobody's blocking you? You have an open dribble? What did you run past everyone?
Why is this happening for the first time?
Yeah.
Something's wrong here.
You have 7 points on the season. 3 of them are from fouls.
God, you're stupid.
Bullying.
So I have a bullying story that I don't know if I've ever told you guys before.
Okay.
I just want to say it's interesting that we kind of have 3 different perspectives here. Like, kind of the loser as a kid, kind of.
You don't have to say kind of.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to soften it up a bit.
You don't have to.
And it was really good at heart. You know, he had a great inner personality.
Not
just
really.
no one could see it. Like
Not really. It was pretty shitty.
Oh, okay.
But your personality was shitty?
I was a dick.
Caterpillar yet to become a butterfly. Type
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know.
And you were sort of like the cool guy, right? Like you were popular.
Me? God, no. Elementary school, I was just like
later. Really?
2 friends.
So I was the only cool one as a kid.
Yes, 2
Oh.
friends. I had...
All right.
You had friends.
Yeah. I had... oh, God. That'll be a story for another time.
Yeah, go ahead. Just
Yeah.
what was your? I'm curious to hear about this bullying story.
Yeah. So, no, for as far as I did not have many friends in elementary school. Middle school.
That's when it came
Middle
off.
school is when it started to come back up, where I had
Okay.
more friends. And actually, that's where this story takes place. I'm probably 13, so 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. And in middle school, all throughout high school, especially towards the end, I was a really big fan of wrestling. WWF wrestling back then.
Don't you look back and think how embarrassing?
Oh,
like
God.
you can't even stand
The
it.
idea of me watching 1 second of grown men wrestling now as an adult, like not as if I had watched NXT last night.
Right.
Imagine
Because
how
we're
embarrassing
recording
that'd
this. Yeah. For anyone, we're recording this on December 1st.
be. Right.
I was a big fan of wrestling, and I became friends with a group of tough boys who were all friends of wrestling.
Rough and tumble, tough boys.
Rough and tumble tough boys. So tough boys. They had played with lighters.
Oh my.
We're the tough boys.
They played tackle football.
Oh man.
They looked at pictures of naked ladies.
Oh my god.
And they stole a beer once. So these are tough boys. But most of the time it was spent in backyards doing TCW, which is Teenage Championship Wrestling, or Trampoline Championship Wrestling.
I guess I would have guessed it was a gay thing, but come on.
Nope, it wasn't.
Not a gay thing.
No, well, not a gay thing. We would we would wrestle. Like, we made a wrestling federation.
So 50-50.
Yeah, and I was somewhat of the outsider. I was everybody. They had all been friends during elementary school, and then I kind of joined the group in middle school. So I would get picked on, and me and this other guy would get picked on. And when the other guy wasn't there, we'll call him Tim. Tim C.
Okay. Okay.
That's funny. I know what Tim C is.
It's so weird. He when he wasn't there, I was the bitch.
The target. Yeah.
Yes, I was the target. So this one particular day, there was something in the air, and these tough boys had some ideas about how they were going to pass their time. Just to give a little backstory, about a week or two earlier, it was a rousing session of TCW wrestling in the backyard, and I really had to go to the bathroom, and I did, and I blew up this bathroom.
Ooh.
Yeah, like it was bad. Clogged the toilet. Like,
oh no.
Because I used too much toilet paper, but it smelled sour. Like, it was just bad. Mm-hmm. So I'd been catching shit for it, figuratively.
Yes.
And about to be literally.
They didn't throw poo at you, did they?
No, they didn't throw poo at me.
Okay.
So we go to this one friend's house, and it was the house that we would usually congregate at because he had the trampoline. Mm-hmm. There's probably about 8 of us in total. And earlier that day, we were just being dumb boys in the front yard. I think we were riding our bikes, and it turned into a game of I don't know, I think one person gave another person a wedgie. So then that just became the thing.
Oh, that's a tough boy game.
Everybody starts giving everybody's wedgies.
Hang out with that crew.
Yeah. Everybody starts giving, hey, I'll fight you. Oh, you got me.
Are you giving wedgies too?
I'm giving wedgies.
So you're enough of
the tough boys are giving other tough boy wedgies. But it slowly turns into
contention.
Only Nikolai getting wedgies. Okay. And not giving wedgies. And then nobody else getting wedgies. And only me getting one. So much so that I have been elevated by my underpants. Okay. And I'm screaming in pain in the front yard of this kid's house. Mm-hmm. They let me down. I almost start crying. I was a crier back then. One big reason why I didn't have friends. I would cry regularly, especially at school. I
get you. I feel you.
Oh, yeah.
Crier.
Yeah. So I almost started crying. Don't do it. We're hanging out, and it just goes back until we're riding our bikes around, and everybody starts getting real quiet because they're plotting. Mm-hmm. They're plotting. So they're getting quieter, and I notice I'm only really talking to 1 or 2 people, and all of a sudden, all the tough boys. Now, just to give you an idea, we're in a front yard in a suburban house. On the corner part of the corner house. So, we're in a wide open street. There's definitely people within earshot, or at least can see what's going on. I'm now surrounded, and all the guys have started giving me a wedgie again. They start doing the little, pink belly shit to me. And one of their buddies comes from the back, and he's got a little brown paper bag, and it's got dog shit in it. And they decide to cram that in my underwear and then give me a wedgie and punch me in the back where the dog shit was.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. I have not heard this story.
Yeah. So...
How many therapy sessions have you been to?
0.
Just repressed.
Yes. So what I did, they let me down. I'm screaming, crying. What I did, and I start laughing because, friends being friends.
You're all just so friendly.
That's what's going on.
You today. Could be anyone else.
I grabbed the shit out of my pants, and the first person who's next to me, I grab them by the arm, and I put my hand near their face, and nobody's really laughing.
It's gone past that point.
I'm the only one who's laughing. I'm now laughing in front of a group of people who've abused me.
Yeah.
And then they start yelling for me to leave because I stink like shit. Wow. Yeah. Because I stuck around. Because these are my friends.
Of course. Great friends.
These are my good friends, my good buddies. Yeah. I sit with them during lunch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I proceed to go home and take a shower.
Now, that was the last time you hung out with them, though?
No. Nope. That was one of, I think I hung out with them maybe 5 more times, though, over the next... Because we went to high school with these people as well. So, over the course of the next, 5 or 6 years, I maybe 5 or 6 more times hung out with these guys.
That's next level.
I remember a few of them...
It's getting arrested, almost. It just
the
stopped
the mother of the person was aware of what happened. And I know for a fact she was aware of what happened because she had instructed her son to clean the shit up.
Oh my God.
I told you. I don't think I've ever told you guys this story before.
Is that one of those things when you remember, you're like, oh man, that's...
No, it's one of those things where when it happened to me, I was like, this stays with me.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Because it's one of those things that people talk about.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, you shut your mouth.
Oh, shit.
That's like expulsion shit. Like that gets into like.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised what's expulsion shit. I was assaulted by
Well,
3 men on the playground.
This
Really?
didn't take place
Oh,
take place on school grounds.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not like arrested level, but it's close.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, pretty rough shit. But,
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway,
So
they inserted and.
Oh yeah, so I know for a fact that the mother. Shut up. I know for a fact that the mother was fully aware of the shit situation because she had instructed her son to clean the shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went home, took a shower, told myself on the way home, "Oh, you're not telling anybody about this."
Was your first priority at this point? I don't want to lose these people as friends.
No, my number one priority was what just happened was not okay.
Okay.
I was totally aware of that.
See, this is how you know you had more self-respect than that. I think, like just the response you have to the bullying.
Yeah. Well, I knew that what had happened was not okay.
Okay.
I knew that I was not telling anyone because I was not going to be dog shit boy.
See, I would have lied to myself. I would have been like, "Hey, they're my friends. We're all just getting along."
I lied to myself and hung out with them more afterwards.
But
Like
you
I
knew
said
there
that
was-
already.
it
But
was
I
changed.
knew
Yeah.
that what happened was,
Yeah.
and a couple of them knew as well.
Really?
Because you're aware of who it was now.
Yeah.
And they're not bad people. All of them are not bad people.
No, none of
So
them.
a few of them.
One of them,
Yeah. No,
personally.
a couple of them are genuinely bad, but.
Yeah, I mean.
But yeah, it's not it's I totally lost what I was saying.
It's traumatic. I mean, that's.
I guess yeah.
That's-
I okay. So on my way home, I knew I was like, all right, this I'm not becoming dog shit boy. That stays with me.
Yeah.
And
Smart.
as far as like a cat, nobody ever talked about it.
They probably felt guilty.
Some of them did
Yeah.
because only one person ever brought it up.
I could guess which one, right?
No, you wouldn't guess.
Really?
It was Sal.
Okay.
Who brought it up, and he brought it up in the most moronic way. Like one of the very few times that I had ever hung out with these guys later, which was now years later, and that's another funny story which I've told on RLF.
Love that one.
The first night of me going out drinking.
Trampoline, girls.
No. The first night of me
I
going
love
out
that
drinking is I come home. Yeah, I come home early, and my dad knows that I'm drunk, and he slams a bottle of rum down and tells me, if you want to drink, you drink. Maybe we'll tell it another time if anybody comments and actually wants to hear that story again. If not, figure out which RLF I tell it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to listen to them all.
Yeah, you just have to go back and listen to the
'Cause I'm
entire
not.
catalog.
And everyone's going to be like, fuck, we got to.
Now that we
Alright.
need to know. But anyway, the only time that was this event, this wedgie dog shit event, ever was brought back up to me, brought to my face, not just brought up in my mind because I couldn't sleep again.
Right.
It was the Sal, and he goes, you remember that time we all gave you a wedgie? And I was just like, yeah, man, it was pretty shitty. I do remember that. And then he was like, huh. And then we just went on with the night wherever it took us from there. And that was the only time it was ever brought up.
You weren't tempted to be like, yeah, go fuck yourself, you piece
No,
of shit?
No, I wasn't. Because he was... I have very clear memories of that day. And he was not one of the people that, I guess, wronged me the worst. You know what I mean?
He wasn't the leader.
Yeah. By any means. The thing that always was crazy is that there was an older brother involved.
Yeah.
And he was... like... senior in high school or out of high school.
Old enough
and we're
to know
13.
better. Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, that's just creepy, dude.
It is.
Yeah.
That's like almost...
Because now that I'm like 28, when I see an 18-year-old, that's a baby. Like,
yeah.
Who
Imagine
let this 11-year-old in here?
Imagine, like, all right, you're too
So
old. But
18 to 13, that's a huge 5 years.
imagine shoving something down a 13-year-old boy's pants when you were 18.
No.
I mean, that's...
Absolutely. This is the
That's
same,
rapey.
This is the same older brother
A
that
little rapey.
yeah, it is. I actually watched him let two of the guys, Rich L and John L, each grabbed a rearview mirror, got on their skateboards, and he took off 30 miles per hour.
That was a crazy crew.
Yeah.
Finally,
I watched that happen. Neither of them fell. Don't know how that was fucking possible. Probably not 30 miles per hour, but pretty
fast.
fucking fast.
Thank God those guys calmed down after high school.
Dabble with heroin or anything.
No, nothing like that.
So yeah, that was a pretty shitty day.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm surprised I never heard that one.
Why are you surprised you never heard that one?
I guess I'm not.
Rule number one of that story was, you don't tell anybody this happened.
Especially now that we have to call you dog shit boy.
I want to be dog shit boy.
Out of our hands.
Yeah. I definitely, because I know you said like the therapy thing, I definitely remember feeling pretty shitty for a while.
That would have
like
fucked
by a
me
while,
up.
I mean like within a couple, like for a few days.
No, sure, but that definitely would have fucked me. The reason it would have fucked me up, see, if it had been like just fucking bullies who you don't get along with, that would be one thing. Like if it was like a
But when your friends turn, like
your friends turn on you, that changes everything.
Like I said, I had experienced bullying from them previously.
That was sort of what the terror, but that's next level.
Yeah, it really was. It was like, wow, okay. But I mean, let's get something from the other perspective.
So I mean, for me, so I went to this. I didn't go to elementary school with you guys. I went to this very.
You weren't fucking poor like us.
Yeah,
elementary school.
I was a pretty wealthy kid. I went to this very, very liberal school. In fact, it was called Progressive School. So, I mean, that kind of says it all.
Right.
And
the name of the school was the Progressive School.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And we would do things like, every morning the principal of the school would take us down in the basement and we'd all sit on mats and we'd meditate and he would play the keyboard and he would do like this sort of like a what's it called? A mantra?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what a mantra is?
Like,
yeah. Okay. So he would do that, and he would sing, like, some Buddhist song or something, and we would all meditate and go on. So that just gives you a taste of what kind of school it was. And it was also, like, a school where there was, like, 3rd grade was 10 people, 4th grade was 12 people, and that's it.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't like a high school or a public school where there would have been hundreds of people. Mm-hmm. So I like in a public
your
school,
entire student body was probably under 50 people.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Under 25 maybe.
Probably 50 because it was it's 6th grade or 5th grade, 10, 50. Yeah, probably like 50.
Wow. That's nuts.
Yeah. So like if I was in public school, I immediately dropped down a lot, right? Because there's a lot more people and but here I was relatively cool. I was athletic. I played basketball. I was one of the best athletes, probably the best athlete in my classes. I don't know. There's one other, my best friend actually.
So how did you wield your power?
I did a lot of stuff. I mean, I was a behaviorally challenged kid. I know you guys know me. It's shocking.
I like that behavioral challenge translates to I was a douche.
I was a douche who I bullied the teachers. I'd have to get notes every day about my behavior.
How would you bully the teachers? How would you interact with them?
Like they would, I was also like a precocious child. Okay. So I would, second guess them, and I would keep raising my hand and just keep bugging them and keep making jokes when they're trying to speak. And now I look back and these were just people trying to do a job, trying to do the best they could. And I felt like offended that they thought that they could tell me what to do. Like, who the fuck are you?
Really?
Yeah. So I made it my mission. I made it my mission. I'm going to make these people's lives hell. And they all really did not like me.
You were a millennial at what, 8?
Yeah.
7?
Yeah. F the system, but I was also a bully to the other kids. I mean, I this is actually more embarrassing. What?
Did you have a specific target?
Well, so
Tell us about Ethan, Dave.
No, so this was like an example of my bullying that was actually more personal and embarrassing.
Okay.
So I wasn't fat yet, but I was certainly on my way there.
Okay.
And so, I would be on the bus every day, and it was me and this other girl, and that was it, because the school was in Merrick. So it was just 2 people on the bus. Because everyone came from all over. And it was this girl. And every day she would bring in lunch. And every day I would want that lunch. So I would take it. So I would take this girl's lunch, and eat it on the bus on the way to school.
On the way to school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I had my own lunch for later. I don't want to have two lunches later.
Oh my god!
So
Okay.
I eat it on the bus, as like a morning snack.
I love that this is our first and probably going to be our most listened to episode.
Uh-huh.
So everyone is going to hate Dave.
As well they should.
The D in MADcast is a real dick. Our fans, if there are any,
Yeah.
are not good at wordplay.
They're known for that.
They're terrible words.
Listeners.
It wasn't you.
Let's not even say
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
If anybody suffers through.
Yeah, people who put up with us.
Participants.
Yeah. So she would bring, so I'd eat her lunch every day, and this went on for a long time. And I would leave her something. I wasn't a total dick. Like, say she brought a sandwich and cookies, I'd leave her half a sandwich. So, I mean, really, I'm kind of doing her a favor, right?
So you house the cookies, eat half the sandwich.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, she kind of owned me. But instead, she went to her mom and told her about this. And so
Rightfully so.
Did she get on the bus before you, or did you both meet at the bus stop?
No, I would get on before her.
Okay.
She lived in another town.
Not good, because then eventually you have to deal with the mom.
And believe it or not, that's what happened.
Oh, goodness.
So
Was she very unhappy?
Surprisingly, she was unhappy. She did not find me charming.
Okay.
I thought it was sort of like we had this kind of fun game where I would take her to lunch and she would laugh.
How did the interaction go?
What is your memory of it? Yeah.
It's vague. Certainly, mostly blocked out. But she got on the bus one day and it was sort of a day of reckoning. I knew it was coming.
You knew the jig was up?
I knew my days were numbered.
Yeah.
There was threats coming, and at this point,
I'm going to tell my mom.
I was too deep in. I'm not going to stop now.
Right.
What difference does it make at this point?
I ate almost all the lunches instead of all the lunches.
Exactly. So, she gets on and she starts yelling at me. And, who the fuck are you? That you would eat my
outright
daughter's lunch?
cursing at.
From what I remember. I mean, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong, but this is how I remember it.
Uh-huh.
And, I just remember it as being this just absolutely humiliating experience. And the girl is standing next to her smiling like, here's your payback, motherfucker.
Yeah. Like, you deserve every goddamn second.
Yeah, yeah. And she's like, if this ever happens again, I'm gonna do something. I don't remember her
Probably
saying.
get the school involved.
I don't remember her saying that. It was more like she's gonna beat me up or something.
Well, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
So it was a little different.
And she,
We still had that post baby boomer. You can hit your kids a little.
yeah.
In the air.
I think that was definitely more prevalent. And she, and I don't remember her saying she was gonna like tell the school. I remember it was more she was gonna just hurt me. And so after that, I chose to not take her lunch anymore. I made a personal decision.
Yeah, just set it up. So
Yeah.
you got your come ups.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
You said enough is enough.
Yeah. Look at what I'm doing.
I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Now
I'm making the choice to quit.
No one was influencing me. I made that decision myself.
Now that we've heard both stories, who do you think had it worse? Like, it's got to be
certainly Matt.
It's got
of course.
Well, it's got to be the person who bullied someone, right? You felt so embarrassed in that one moment.
That was a bad moment. But the years of bullying were so good for my self-esteem.
Really?
Oh, God. I felt so good about myself.
I get it.
Everyone was lower than me.
Do you have a story?
It's power.
Do you have another story of your bullying backfiring?
Not necessarily back. Well, like, I'd always get in trouble for everything I did. Like, I remember one time I pulled a trump, and all the girls were changing in this room.
Uh-huh.
And so
Oh,
I
you
pretend.
peeked in?
Yeah, I walked in, like, accidentally.
I thought you were going to say you grabbed them all by the pussy.
Oh, no, that's okay. Later.
That's our president. That's our president.
We all support and giving him a chance. Clean slate. I hear what you're saying.
Yep.
I
heard Petraeus has always been a trustworthy person.
He's known for that. I mean, that's his reputation.
Yep.
Yeah, so I walked in and pretended it was a mistake, and they didn't believe me, surprisingly.
Was it worth it? Did you get in trouble? Did you get like detention or something?
No, we didn't believe in detention. See, you have to understand, this school did not believe
I thought this was like years later in high school or something.
Still progressive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were that sexualized that you were like, I know enough that what's going on is something that I shouldn't see and really want to see.
Yeah.
Because I remember liking girls, like having crushes in elementary school, but I don't remember like wanting to see them naked. I mean, that wasn't there.
I don't know how much it was I wanted to see him naked, or I just wanted to do something I shouldn't do.
That aspect.
I don't.
That makes perfect sense.
Speaking of, I did have a crush in elementary school too, who were really close, and I remember on like the last day of school, I finally asked her out, and she rejected me, and so I went and hid in the bathroom all day, like for hours.
And nobody noticed?
Well, she noticed. So like 2 hours later, she comes and knocks on the door, and she says, you have no reason to be embarrassed. And I'm pretending not to be there, by the way.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so I don't answer. And she said, I'm flattered, I'm just not interested. And, so I think I spent probably like 6 hours in the bathroom.
How did an adult not...
It was a very lax school. And this was like the last day of our entire school. So
That's great that's how you had to spend your last day.
Yeah.
That is your comeuppance story.
That was
what did you do for 6 hours?
I stood.
Oh my god, there was no phones.
There were no phones.
Holy fuck, there are no phones.
Even if you had phones, 6 hours, no way it'd last.
I mean, listen, I love Angry Birds.
Yeah, no, I couldn't face her though. I was just so embarrassed.
Did you just like read bathroom? Was there bathroom graffiti?
I don't remember honestly.
I love that.
I know. I doubt we had bathroom graffiti in our school. I mean, our bathroom was like in the classroom.
I can tell you that is one of my favorite, like, work pieces of art is bathroom graffiti.
Really? You'll just find it.
I fucking love it.
Who doesn't?
Because I would use public restrooms regularly when I worked in retail.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was often bathroom graffiti.
It's
so
sort of just add some culture.
There's nothing better to me than tits or ass and then just a T, and you gotta mark which one you like better.
A big fuck Robert.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
Yeah. That you wrote.
No, that wasn't me.
No, I don't know.
I saw it in there one day. I was like, I want to write. I agree.
That usurper.
Yeah. So, we had a second news article that Dave found while we were doing.
Yes, I just found this as I was looking through.
Just to give another perspective from what more people would probably consider more. I'm gonna say more. What people would consider a credible news source than the good folks at thefirsttee.com.
Let's not discount how great the First Tee is and the wonderful work they're doing.
Yes, but
But the New York Times just recently.
Not recently.
This isn't recent.
No, because it's April 26, 2016.
Okay.
It was right after they passed the the bathroom bill.
Oh, okay. The one that doesn't let transgenders in. Yeah. Okay. So what I was just getting to. So we're looking at this article, and so we had this conversation in the first place because there's a big push nowadays against cyberbullying. It's kind of a pop issue.
It's certainly a pop issue, but it's also. I mean, I think it's important to talk about just because it is a conflicting issue. As far as what we said in the beginning of the podcast, where it has such a gray area. Because bullying is bad. You shouldn't bully people. But people who have bullied have used that bullying or those experiences to triumph and create great things throughout time.
Yeah. I mean, when I look back at all the people I bullied, I'm just... I feel like, what a gift I gave them.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
you were like...
You toughened them up.
Yeah, you took half her lunch, and you gave her less lunch. Oh, okay.
She had certainly less lunch.
Yeah.
Much less.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention the best part of the story there was that years later, I started hanging out with this new group of people, and so we go out with this girl that he's dating and her friends, and like this is sort of this group of people, like this is their group. It's this group of girls and this group of guys, and we go out, and she's there.
Oh, no way! And she knew.
She knew immediately, and so she my nickname was Lunch, and I kind of, I think, hurt my chances with any of those girls. Not that they were very good to begin with, but certainly that.
Oh, it's them. They're the problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. So So it was humiliating years later when now I'm embarrassed in front of all these new friends and And I'm the kid who stole
You should have
lunches.
owned it.
I
Should have just been like, yeah, you let me take your lunch.
Yeah.
You were a little bitch.
I should have, like, if we ever went out to dinner, took her dinner.
Yeah.
Now that would have been funny.
It would.
You pull out one of those Attracto forks and just
You're not gonna eat
Stop
that,
me.
right?
cartoon style, like it's like
Yeah.
they're just dumplings that are never ending.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
Your mom's not here.
Mom can't save you now.
Remember when you smiled, bitch, and you just flipped the plate over?
Yeah.
Ow. Ow.
You did give her something though, because she got to have that moment. Mm-hmm. That moment of comeuppance against
Yeah,
her bully.
She learned
That's true.
what it mean. Yeah, she learned that I didn't like this.
Mm-hmm.
I filed the complaint with the right person,
Yeah.
and the problem's gone.
Yeah. Stood up for herself.
Yeah, so technically, I guess there is a lesson to be learned there.
Yeah, and years
I
later.
learned that you shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
You shut up,
you're
dog
cool.
shit boy. You keep your dog shit mouth closed. God damn it.
I feel like this is healthy.
Yes. It's a cathartic experience.
Yeah.
So what did your article have to say?
So, yeah, we were talking about this in the larger context of, bullying. This was a New York Times article, and it just had some interesting information, just a little bit about, they had a little blurb about the roots of the word bully, never foretold such a gloomy outcome in the past. In the 16th century, bully was originally a term of endearment, arising from the Dutch word boel, or lover, and broder, or brother. The word evolved into a greeting for a male friend, and from there into a term meaning worthy or jolly. This positive connotation lived on into the 19th century. It became congratulatory slang, bully for you, like
bully.
Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson, Parks and Rec. But back in the mid-17th century, an alternate usage meaning harasser of the weak had already caught on, and so that's sort of the genesis of.
So even in the 17th century.
That's when it started.
So way back in like the 16,000s.
Yeah.
Is that how numbers work?
That is. You nailed it.
Okay.
Exactly when.
I'm good.
So that,
Wait, that's pretty fascinating to me.
It
though.
is,
Like
yeah.
that's a pretty hard. Wait,
bully is a relatively, it was always
So
a
it-
positive term.
came from, but not always, because 100 years after it showed up on the scene.
It turned around, and it was
Yeah.
harasser of the week as the bully.
But then it also has always coincided with both, I guess.
Yeah,
But
because it still
it's
is.
more modern. It
Yeah, you would never say it. I mean, it's a very antiquated,
yeah.
arcane way of saying.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever used bully.
Now
Not
you will.
in the terminology of referring to a person who is.
Yeah. An asshole.
He's a big bully.
Yeah.
He's a shithead.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking
A
dick.
douche nozzle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty fascinating. I didn't know that.
Yeah, interesting. I just saw that and thought it was interesting.
That's pretty great that you did all that work.
Yeah. A lot of research goes
I
into
see.
this.
You got the paper in front of you?
Yeah, I took notes on it
Mhm.
just so I would remember. I do a lot of outside work for this. So.
Yeah.
And this article, and personally I have a lot of problems with the New York Times, but I give credit where credit's due, and this is I thought a very well put.
Does it put a bow on it?
Yeah, it just gives a very interesting take on the whole nature of what bullying is and what it means. And I'll read this little excerpt. The twisted perspective has a certain logic in a digital world where, thanks to the distribution of technologies across the populace, everyone has power that they didn't have just a few years ago. And this is obviously referring to cyberbullying, which is the problem of the day. This new order has a way of making us feel more powerful than ever and more powerless than ever in rapid succession. Likewise, our antagonists seem to toggle between invincible, superpowered bullies who could easily crush us and laughably archaic relics of the past. Locating the real bullies means deciding who has more power, banks or government, celebrities or their huge fandoms, corporations or customers, teachers or parents, sovereign nations or terrorist organizations, a staff blogger or a public figure she covers. With so many voices crying out, no wonder so many of us can't seem to tell if we're the bullied or the bullies. Very well put.
That goes right back to the gray area that we were talking about.
And it's so true. I mean, if you look at it, who's the bully? The corporation, who obviously wields a ton of influence on our country, and usually not, in a positive way for the, average person or the customer, who oftentimes will treat people very inhumanely when they deal with a person in retail. Anyone who has ever worked retail could tell you that,
People aren't always the most pleasant.
Oh yeah, you
No.
get shit on.
yeah, sometimes go as far as to saying they're not nice. Not to, I don't want to exaggerate.
Harsh language.
Right, but I ain't go that far.
They're downright rude.
All right, that's a little rough. But.
So,
And I just want to,
yeah.
just to kind of like put it in perspective, like real quick before you leave.
Yeah.
Bullying's terrible. If it's happening to you, you should not be a Matt.
Yes.
Be proactive.
or be a Nikolai. Don't
Yeah.
shut up.
Be a Dave.
Be proactive.
Be
Don't be a Dave. Don't be any of us.
Yeah.
No, I said be a Dave.
No, don't be a Dave.
Listen. Bullying was fun as hell. You know how good I felt about myself? I'm telling you. Yeah, sure, they hated it, but oof, my self-esteem was good.
through the roof.
Matt R, A. Rich L, they felt great about themselves.
I know if I had clocked a fat kid who had never taken a punch before and he got rocked,
Exactly.
I would have been like, yeah,
Yeah.
I am the man.
Makes sense.
I guess.
My dick is big. I don't know if that's what bullies say.
But I will say that, just remember, if you're getting bullied, because I know a lot of our viewers are probably coming over from Al, or maybe a little bit younger.
We're
Yeah,
riding
that's
Al's
true.
coattails big time.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the only
Piggybacking
thing
on
I've
its
ever had.
success.
Yeah.
But I will just say, as a final wrap-up thing, if you are getting bullied, obviously stand up for yourself, do something about it, and remember that it could always be worse.
Well,
I mean, there's people in the world who don't know when their next meal's coming, or, if they're going to survive the night with how cold it is because they're homeless. Yeah, shit's bad. It could be a lot worse, and there's something you can do about it, and that's don't sit down and be a little bitch like Matt. Be a hero like Dave.
Thank you.
not a hero.
Well,
Not a hero.
Matt said it. Not I go with him. I go with Matt. I think he has a point.
So that's it. That's MADcast.
That's MADcast.
Yeah. You should probably say that. So.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah, fucking third chair saying it's Matt. Jeez.
No, this
Give him too much rope.
disrespect.
Yes. It's,
The utter. Anyway, all right. So we got to figure out a new way to end the show.
yeah. Should we go over our old way?
Nah.
Nah.
We'll skip it.
I think we should let it die. Let it die
Let it be
the
dead
death that it
and-
deserved to die. It was a joke.
Well, you guys are using it now in RLF, right?
Yes. Yes, we are. It was a joke that we made when we were younger.
Yeah. Much younger.
That is crude.
It's just not appropriate.
It's a crude joke.
Yeah.
So
We've grown since.
yes. Now we have to probably say it, right?
Well.
No.
No.
We're probably let's not say it.
All right.
All right.
As always from MADcast, I'm Matt,
I'm Dave.
I'm Nikolai.
and fuck our president.